We are back again, everybody. We are back at it. Now we are predicting the NFL Hall of Famers of the 2027 class. I'm Owen Shapiro, and I'm speaking, and I'm just a voice, but I'm not Kutztown, but I'm a voice and I'm of opinion. I don't represent Kutztown. I'm just an opinion. But I'm a radio voice right now. So I'm Owen Shapiro, OSHAP Podcast with Kutztown University Radio. All right, here we go. We got the Hall of Fame players in the NFL predictions of 2027 because 2026 Hall of Fame right now is around, and they made the selections earlier this year. And it was pretty shocking. I mean, my favorite team, Patriots head coach Bill Belichick, was left out of it, which was pretty shocking, especially for a Patriots fan. Makes me worried about Tom Brady if that's the case. But we got first-time nominees. Obviously, there's Gronk. There's Adrian Peterson. I watched him in his prime. He was amazing. Ben Roethlisberger. We're in Pennsylvania, so Kutztown fans from Pittsburgh. We got Ben Roethlisberger as a first-timer. Obviously, there's Alex Mack. He was great. Richard Sherman. I remember him when he was a trash talker on the Seahawks. Oh, you're talking about me and all that stuff. That was ridiculous. But we got Eric Weddle, Antonio Brown. Oh, boy. This is going to be fun. Cam Newton. Oh, this is just going to be great. Oh, my gosh. Gerald McCoy, he was great. Andrew Whitworth, love Andrew Whitworth, amazing. Returning though, we have Terrell Suggs, Willie Anderson, Marshal Yanda, and then Belichick and Kraft, which I'm starting to think now there's like some sort of bias against Patriots players, but whatever. Anyway, I mean, we've done so much for this league. I mean, we have the GOAT, but whatever. Anyway, but at least, at least there's Gronk. There's Gronk. Let's see. So who do I think will make it out of most of these guys? I honestly think that Terrell Suggs is a player that is definitely deserves to be in there more than most of the other players. I think it's going to be Gronk. So Rob Gronkowski, Adrian Peterson. I'm going to go with Richard Sherman, Terrell Suggs, and Ben Roethlisberger. So that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? Wait. 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, so Robert Gronkowski, that's 1. Adrian Peterson, 2. Ben Roethlisberger, 3. We got Richard Sherman, 4. And Terrell Suggs, 5. I do think it should be Belichick. If it were my choice, I'd put all Patriots in. You know that. But I'm not going to be biased, okay? I realistically think that Gronk, he's getting in, right? He has too much love. He's a big dude, right? Too much love. The Hall of Fame, they love their strong players. They love their like big tough dudes. Peterson, amazing player. He's the best running back I've seen in his prime. Him and McCaffrey, I'd say, but Peterson's up there. Roethlisberger, he was scary. Richard Sherman, just because of his viral clips. And Terrell Suggs, he's pretty viral too. But honestly, like they're both Terrell Suggs and Richard Sherman were heavy trash talkers. They were scary to go against because you knew if you won or lost, they would be going at it with your team, with Brady, with Wentz, or with McNabb, whoever it was. So, yeah, I think Richard Sherman gets in first ballot because I think that Richard Sherman is a player that was considered the best cornerback in his game for a long time. I don't remember, Ben Roethlisberger was not considered the best quarterback in the NFL for the years he was playing. I was actually one of the guys that was saying that he was one of the best, like a top 3 or 5 player at some points. Many people disagree with me. They don't remember that I said that. I do think, though, that Richard Sherman, I think he was a higher elevation of his game compared to the rest, so probably him. We're going to go with Adrian Peterson. That's an easy one. I mean, second in all-time rushing yards in 1 year. I mean, that guy, he's literally like, I still remember. I still remember it. It was his final game of the season, right? And I think he was short like 5 to 10 yards, 5, 6, 7 yards. Like that was just insane. And I remember I had a friend who was like, I was a little kid. He was like, "Oh, they should have let him run it," but then they wouldn't have made the playoffs. So, he was. I think he should have had it, but shoulda, woulda, coulda, he didn't. Shoulda, woulda, coulda, he didn't. Nothing we can do about it. I mean, NFL, it's a game plan. It's not like everybody just we can pick and choose. Everybody likes to critique NFL coaches. How about you play coach? I bet you wouldn't be able to last. So, unless you're already like a player, a football player, or a coach on a team. Gronk, that's easy, right? He's widely considered the greatest tight end of all time, or top 2 with Kelsey. I think it's a tie with him and Kelsey right now. I think eventually it's going to be Kelsey, but I think right now it's kind of Gronk. I don't know. I think him and Gronk are tied, but if Kelsey plays good this year, then I might give it to Kelsey, but Gronk, Gronk, he's definitely he gets so much respect. He's done so many great things for our game. Not only that, we have. I honestly think Terrell Suggs is going to make it. He's going to make it. Terrell Suggs is going to make the NFL Hall of Fame this year. He deserves it. He absolutely deserves it. I think, hot take, I think he was more threatening on defense than Ed Reed. You heard me. You heard me. Terrell Suggs was more threatening on defense than Ed Reed. I mean, he is. I thought that when Terrell Suggs was playing, you knew if he was going to sack you. You knew it. You absolutely knew it. You knew that was going to happen. Okay, now we get to the ones that would likely miss. Okay, Bill Belichick. I want him to make it, and I think the NFL has a bias against him. I really do. I don't think it's a hit on his legacy, him or Brady's legacy, but people don't like people who win, and I think if you look at the situation, Spygate wasn't even all that serious. Everybody in the league was doing it 2 years before. Look it up. It was not like a serious a serious decision. It was pretty normal for years. So once again, it just comes down to what level of the stadium were you filming. You could only film at certain levels. So that was what it was. Same thing with Deflategate. It wasn't even all that serious. I think everybody just loves to say, well, they won, so that's the reason why they won. That wasn't even the case at all. But anyway, I mean, look, I'm just looking at the facts and the statistics, but whatever. Anyway, Antonio Brown. I think Antonio Brown, he is the hot take. Antonio Brown is the best player out of all these guys except Adrian Peterson. But the only reason why he's not making it is because of the amount of crazy drama that went on. Insane drama. It was literally you could not look at your phone without seeing drama of Antonio Brown. I remember he went to the Patriots. He scored a touchdown the first week without even studying really anything that they would be doing the entire season. Next thing you know, days later, he was released because there was so much drama. I love AB, man. I love him as a player, but it was Terrell Owens times 1,000. Eagles fans, you remember Terrell Owens. It was T.O. times 1,000. Cam Newton, I don't think he's making it at least this year, maybe many years from now. I don't see it this year, to be honest. Gerald McCoy, not this year. Andrew Whitworth, great player in a few years from now, though. Alex Mack was great, but give it a few years. Eric Weddle was great. Give it a few years. People are asking, do I think Eli Manning is a Hall of Famer? I think, should he be a Hall of Famer? Yes. As a Patriots, I'm saying yes. Will he be a Hall of Famer? No. Like, I think it's so difficult to become a Hall of Famer that you could be the best player or coach at your position and still not make the Hall of Fame. That is how difficult it is to make the Hall of Fame. You could be widely recognized as the greatest coach of all time and not make the Hall of Fame. You could be widely recognized as the best receiver in your game for the years you played, or a top 2 receiver above everyone else, like Terrell Owens, and not be first ballot. That is how difficult it is to be a Hall of Famer. People like to complain about the Baseball Hall of Fame, how difficult that is. This is even more difficult because baseball, there's less players on a team, right? And NFL, there's way more players. We're talking a 53-man roster. 53. We're not talking about like 10 to 15 people on an NBA team. Okay? I like the NBA. I love the NBA. I was a huge basketball player. I wasn't a huge basketball player. I was a huge fan of basketball. And I was a huge basketball fan who loved to play. So as in, I loved to play all the time in high school. But it is completely easy to make the NBA Hall of Fame. Isn't there like 30 people who make it? You pretty much just might as well let in every bench player. You might as well. You could pretty much have an NBA Hall of Fame and a bench NBA Hall of Fame. Why don't you have a G League Hall of Fame? Why don't you just, I think that whoever's made it, you deserve to make it. Absolutely. But it's just the NFL Hall of Fame, I think, is the hardest one to make. Yeah. Anyway, everybody, I'm Owen Shapiro. We are going to go to break.